What's up, guys? James here with Fun Fact of the Day. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, learning lots and getting stuff done. Today, we have cashews on the table. Have you ever seen one of these things? Well, that makes two of us, because cashews don't look like that when we get them, and they don't look like that for a very good reason. So, if that sounds interesting to you, let's get into it. Now, for any of this to make sense, let's give you some backstory real quick. Don't worry, this is a really short video. You won't lose all your time with the backstory. Anyway, nuts are usually considered nuts when they are the only seed in a fruit. Now, cashews are a weird exception to this rule because they're not actually inside the fruit. They're that little dangly thing just below the fruit, and it's actually called an accessory fruit because of that. Now you're probably thinking, well, why can't I buy that big old juicy looking fruit sitting on top of that cashew? Well, it's called a cashew apple, and the only reason you probably can't buy one is because you don't live exactly where the cashews are grown. You see, those cashew apples are extremely fragile, and so if you try to ship them in anything, if you put them in a box or in a truck or in a crate or anything like that, they're already destroyed. They are so thin and fragile that they just turn to mush when moved. So basically, if you can pick them off the tree, you can eat them, but anything else, it's tough to ship. And a lot of places actually do use them for things, like in India, they actually use them to make a very complicated alcohol drink. I'll put the name right here, and it's very popular in the areas that it's available. But everywhere else, it's pretty much non-existent because, well, if you tried to sell it here, nobody would know what the heck it was. Now, to the meat and potatoes of this video and the reason you clicked on it in the first place. Why is it that we can't buy those cashews in that fun little shell that looks like it would be a blast to peel off and eat, raw cashews? Now, you can buy raw cashews, but we'll get to that in a minute. Basically, the reason you can't buy them in that form is because the shell itself is filled with anacardic acid, and anacardic acid is identical to an acid that you might have heard of in poison ivy, and the problem with that would then be that because you'd be picking it off and eating it, and it would go down your throat, and it's a very skin irritating substance, they might get some bad Yelp reviews and have trouble getting return customers after that. So they shell them themselves using various methods, and then they clean the heck out of those cashews by either steaming them, boiling them, or just baking them and cleaning them with all sorts of chemicals. So if you want to buy raw cashews, they're not really raw, they're actually steamed and cleaned so that you don't get a bunch of anacardic acid all over your esophagus and die. Death isn't usually a very fun way to eat a cashew, but if you're into that sort of thing, it might be the way to go. Now for a fun bonus fact. Cashew trees, they grow fairly tall, but then they start growing out, kind of like a bush. And the largest cashew tree in the entire world is down in Brazil, and it's called the Cashew of Peringue or something like that. And it is 90,000 square feet wide. That's about 45 of my house plan wide. That's huge. And there's another one in Chile that is constantly competing for the world's largest, and they expect or estimate that both of these are over 1,000 years old. So if you thought this video was interesting, or you learned something about cashews, or you just had some entertaining time watching me flail around on a camera, click this video right here. It'll be a whole playlist full of other fun videos that you can enjoy. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon.